Long ago in a village there lived one widow named Lankonrhoni, who had a son Arilao. Arilao was a young, handsome man, and all girls in the village loved and admired him and wanted to marry him. This made the other eligible men in the village hate Arilao. Therefore, they plotted a plan to kill him. One day, the villagers planned to go for a traditional fishing and made a resolution that whoever fails to participate in the fishing activity had to surrender a huge pig as a fine. Lankonrhoni, the mother of Arilao, has a premonition of the danger that could be for her son. So she told Arilao that he had a bad feeling about the villagers' plan and told him not to go. But Arilao insisted to go as they were not so wealthy enough to give a huge pig as fine, and hence joined the villagers for fishing. At the river, the villagers planned to pound Arilao to death along with the poisonous fishing vines, and sure enough, as fishing ensues, they pounded him to death along with the vines. Later that day, Arilao's closest friend retrieved one of his friend's fingernails downstream. He held his best friend's fingernail and wept. As evening descended, hues of orange and purple blanketed the sky. Yet Lankonrhoni's heart sank. The echoes of laughter filled the air, signaling men returning to the village, but her son's absence hung heavy. Feeling anxious, she searched frantically for her son, so they told her that he was behind merrymaking with his friends and would arrive soon. Later, after a long wait, Lankonrhoni met Arilao's closest friend and asked him about Arilao. He replied that she would be saddened to know what actually happened back at the fishing river, so he said to her that he better not tell her anything about it. But since she kept insisting, he simply handed over Arilao's fingernails to her, which was the only remains of his friend. On seeing her son's fingernails, she went into deep shock and sorrow. Lankonrhoni mourned for the loss of her son, secretly crying the days away. Finally, she decided to take revenge for his loss. One day, she announced to the villagers to bring all their children of the village to her house for a feast. All the parents in the village were happy upon hearing the big announcement. They brought all of their children to her house while they left for field. That day, Lankonrhoni slaughtered the fattest pig and laid out a lavish feast to each of them. After that, Lankonrhoni asked the children if they could all get inside the house and help her mend the holes. And the children willingly helps her mend all holes in her house. After that, Lankonrhoni blocked all the windows and exits from outside. Then asked the children to pass her the fire torch. She then locked the main door from the outside, trapping all the children inside her home. She then sets her house on fire, and all the children were burned to ashes as there were no holes left for them to escape the fire. Meanwhile, back at the field, the crows hovered over the field, crying and cawing on the misfortune that had struck the village. On seeing and hearing this, the villagers wondered what an unusual thing it was for a crow to be cawing in such a manner. They perceived that something must have had happened and rushed to their village by noon. True to their perceptions, they discovered all their beloved children had perished in Lankonrhoni's wrath, and Lankonrhoni was nowhere to be found. For all that had happened, they began to blame each other for Arilao's death, and fight erupted among themselves, killing each other. And as a result, all the villagers died, and not even a single soul survived. To this day, people believe that a crow's caw is a bad omen which signifies death, disaster, or some misfortune. This story imparts a lesson: when we do something harmful towards others, out of jealousy or resentment, the same event will befall us.